So in this section, we talked about capacitors. We talked about their basic function. They serve to store charge. The longer a current flows through a capacitor, the more charge develops, and that develops a voltage across the capacitor. We also talked about the basic equations describing capacitor function, Q equals CV, just formalizing that same intuition that we just talked about. We went through and kind of showed with those equations that the amount of charge that develops across the capacitor is just the time integral of the current that flows through the capacitor. And conversely, we talked about if we had a voltage source, that current flows through a capacitor only if the voltage changes. If the voltage is steady, then there is absolutely no current that actually flows through the capacitor. So we're going to take those kinds of basic functions that we talked about capacitors, those basic principles. We're now going to use capacitors in more complicated circuits to let us do some useful things.